My experience has shown that suspension and expulsion and detention has a drastically negative effect on young people. I've had this conversation with other people where we talk about, if you look at early childhood development and how we kind of raise our young people, we're seeing some of the same type of punitive things in early childhood development that we're seeing in the school systems, that we're seeing in the prison systems. And so we have 2-year-olds, 1-year-olds, 3-year-olds who are being punished, don't understand why they're not having those conversations before they get in trouble. And now you want to try to have a conversation with them when they're in trouble. It's not happening. Now you go 10 or 15 years later to the high school systems, they're getting punished. They're not having conversations about why they're being punished, and they're not having it before they're getting punished. So how are you going to actually reach these young people? And so I think that when we look at this, we have to look at the whole spectrum of what it means to rear a young person in today's world. We can't just say we're going to wait till they get to high school and start treating them X way or Y way. We need to start at a much earlier age. We need to see that we have faults in the way that we bring up our young people. You have to start working on a local level with schools, because our communities have to start challenging and putting pressure on the administration, the principals, on the teachers, and on the students to take back their schools. Ultimately, our schools work for us. We pay taxes so that the schools exist. Now, sure, you can look at public education as a system and say that, hey, it was never really meant to teach our young people. Well, that's cool, but this is what we have, and therefore we're going to make it the best thing we've got, because it's the only thing a lot of our communities have. So until we begin to take back our schools and actually go in there and begin not only having conversation, but demonstrating direct action approaches that are saying, look, we're not going to take this anymore. You're going to listen to us. You're going to do what we have to say. This LSC thing that you've put forth that has come from the district, it's not working, right? So we need to develop other things to do in our schools that help us take back the school. I'm a former LSC member at Gage Park High School, and I've seen some of the worst things happen within the LSC space, right? At those LSC meetings where you have principals who want to take over, who want to take control of something that that's not really theirs, right? That they're just a member of. Why? Because the foundation of it has broken down, and everything is coming from the top. And so I think, A, you have to have communities take back their schools. I think, B, you need to have organizations like Chicago Freedom School working with young people to help lead that push, right? Because once you can take back your school, then you can show that you have a model. Then you can to kind of voice to people, this is what we did, this is working. Hello, district. Work with us either to do this in other schools, right, or to get other principals involved in that area, okay? I think it really has to be kind of area specific. If the district is not going to lead, which they have not done for decades, we shouldn't expect them to do, then we need community to recognize principals or teachers or students who are going to lead on this, and begin to say, look, they know what they're doing, they have the right mindset, they kind of have the right idea, let's push them up, let's kind of appropriate them, let's showcase what they're doing and celebrate that this school is ready to kind of lead in restorative, affirmative, positive ways to teach our young people, how to live better ways of life and how to disagree. And still have constructive feedback, how to talk to each other. That's all we're asking. We're not asking for these really ridiculously hard things. We're asking for some simple things, and that's why I think we have to get a little more simple with our approach. We've gotten overcomplicated. We've allowed it to kind of go through the district, and we've allowed the district to have too much control. And I think ultimately, we can be a little more simple and have community step up and take back their community school.